So, before I begin, like, share, subscribe, even comment down below. What up, everyone? Franchise 2 Sports, and I'm here to talk about the Brooklyn Nets once again, but not just the Brooklyn Nets, Ime Udoka. As you all know, Ime Udoka was once the Boston Celtics head coach last season. In his first season, he basically improved the Boston Celtics and their defense too. Improved them from being what they was previous season, 7th seed to a 2nd seed. I think they was like 21-18. Well, he first got there when he first started coaching last year. They was 21-18. They ended up being, I think it was like 52-30. Could have been more than that. They was successful last year, sweeping the Brooklyn Nets, beat my own team in the best of 7 in Milwaukee, and then going 7 games with the Heat before bowing out to the eventual NBA champions Warriors, Golden State Warriors, San Francisco Warriors at that, in 6 games. So you had the whole controversy with him getting his groove on with female employees, right? And then he gets suspended for a whole year. The new coach, the interim coach, comes in, and now they're what they are now. And as we all know, Steve Nash is gone from the Brooklyn Nets. But now, Ime Udoka is a front runner for the Nets job, along with Quinn Snyder. But we all know they're not getting Quinn Snyder. What the hell? They know what they're doing. They're getting Ime Udoka. There's a reason why. Because like what I just said, he improved not the Brooklyn Nets, but the Boston Celtics defense, improved that team in general. But as of now, according to 7 hours ago, apparently, and I think this is going to be official probably by tomorrow or by sometime this week, the Brooklyn Nets are finalizing. I said finalizing. Finalite. You know what I'm trying to say. It's been a long day. But the Brooklyn Nets are trying to get this deal done to hire suspended Boston head coach Ime Udoka, right? And they expect it to be reached today, or at the time this recorded. Well, it was actually Tuesday, but Wednesday. Reading this from ESPN. The Nets are bringing back Udoka to try and salvage a reeling franchise amid a turmoil and a 2-5, actually 2-6 start now because they just lost to the Bulls to the season. Boston is not requiring a draft compensation from Brooklyn to hire Udoka, but there are discussions that taking place before the deal can be finalized, as sources say. The Nets, who have lost 5 of 7 games to start the season, will keep assistant Jacques Vaughn, I remember Jacques Vaughn, as the acting head coach until Ime can start the job. Boston, as we all said before, has suspended Udoka for not much of the season, the whole entire season, for improper relationship with a subordinate before training camp, but sources say Celtics never plan to stand in the way Udoka accepting another coaching job. And it goes about Udoka's past. Apparently, he has a long history with Sean Marks, and I think it goes all the way back to the San Antonio Spurs days. But here's what the Nets believe, according to this article. The Nets have been vetting the circumstances around Udoka's suspension and believe he can tighten up the league's 29th ranked defensive team and command leadership in a difficult locker room, sources say. Udoka spent a season with Ben Simmons, a player the Nets are desperately trying to get on track, on the 76ers coaching staff in the 2019-2020 season. It goes in a little bit about what Udoka did, the guy himself suspended, and that's pretty much it of that article. So here's what I think with the Nets and Udoka. In order to heighten that defense or try to get it somewhere close to what the Boston Celtics defense was, they have to have actually people who want to play defense. Right? Now, Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving are not known as two-way players. meaning they can play offense and defense. We all know they are fantastic on the offensive side. But defensively, now people are going to say, Kevin Durant was good on defense on Golden State. Yeah, because he didn't have to worry about too much when he was on Golden State, because he had two other Hall of Famers and a donkey. I'm sorry. I gotta stop doing that. He had two other Hall of Famers and Draymond Green. But I just don't like Draymond Green. I don't think anybody does at this point. I don't think his own team like him. But that's a different story for a different day. But Kevin Durant, like I said, he's really never been known as a defensive player. I don't think he's ever been named to a first or second team defense. Neither has Kyrie. But we all get Ben Simmons. But here's the thing. Ben Simmons has to get out of his own head. That's even if he's out of his own head. He could just be collecting money and not really giving a damn about playing basketball. Just playing the role. That's something that Ime Udoka has to do. He has to get into the mind of Ben Simmons and unlock whatever people think he can possibly do, such as play defense. Because right now, fouling is not defense. And also, he has to be a scorer, somewhat of a scorer too. Because right now, who's doing all the scoring for the Brooklyn Nets? That's Kevin Durant and Kyrie. They don't really have a third option. Now, most teams are going to let them probably shoot anyway. When you think about it. Because I think one of the reasons why they don't have any defense now. People committed to defense at all. That's another issue. You have to be committed to play defense. Another issue they have also is rebounding. They don't really have a big man out there to get rebounds. Like, they lost Blake Griffin now. They lost Andre Drummond. They should have kept what's his name that's on Cleveland now? The guy with the fro. I can't think of his name right now at the top of my head. But Jared Allen. They don't have Jared Allen no more to play defense and get rebounds. So they always going to suck in that position unless they're trying to find somebody who can fill that position. But I guess what Ime possibly can do, is be a leader for that team. I think that's the biggest thing. Now, what Ime brings, he brings a positive, but he also brings a negative. And the negative is, hopefully they won't go too far with this. They need to get over it. Is what happened to him in Boston. That can possibly be another distraction. Like, this team already has enough distractions already. Now you got Kyrie getting jumped by the media for his thoughts and his thinking. And then we don't know what's going to happen with Kevin Durant outside of the court. But it seems like during the season he's pretty much good. It's just stuff off the court in the off season. And then, like I said, you had to get Ben Simmons on track, even that they can. Just a whole bunch of stuff going on. But we shall see. It's a long season. Even if he is hired, I don't know when he's gonna start. He's gonna start immediately, but who knows? But yeah, but the whole thing is, though, I have a question about this whole thing. It just seems kind of weird, though. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too hard about this. And just, Ime Udoka is suspended. Oh, let's get rid of Steve Nash and get Udoka. I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking too hard about the whole thing. But it is what it is. Maybe it might help him. Who knows? But all I gotta say is now, the real owner to the Brooklyn Nets is Giannis. So yeah, Giannis owns the Brooklyn Nets, just like LeBron owned the Toronto Raptors.